Parents, when was the moment you saw your child's spirit break? It was the day my son came home from his first basketball tryouts and never talked about sports again. My 11-year-old Jake had been obsessed with basketball since he could walk. He'd practiced dribbling in our driveway for hours, shooting hoops until it was too dark to see. His room was covered with NBA posters, and he knew every stat for his favorite players. When middle school tryouts were announced, Jake couldn't sleep for a week. He'd been preparing all summer, running laps around our neighborhood and practicing free throws until his hands were raw. "This is it, Dad," he said. "This is my chance to be on a real team." The day of tryouts, he woke up at 5:30 a.m. to practice one last time. I drove him to school early, watching him bounce nervously in the passenger seat. "You've got this, buddy," I told him. "Just have fun out there." When I picked him up that afternoon, something was different. He got in the car without his usual post-practice energy, threw his backpack in the back seat, and stared out the window. "How did it go?" I asked, expecting his typical play-by-play breakdown. "Fine," he mumbled, still not looking at me. That was it. No excitement, no details about drills or scrimmages, just silence for the entire drive home. Over dinner, I tried asking again. His mom joined in, both of us curious about his unusually quiet mood. Finally, he looked up from his untouched plate and said, "Coach Miller told me I'm too small to ever be good at basketball." My heart sank. Jake was shorter than most kids his age, but he made up for it with determination and skill. "What exactly did he say?" I asked carefully. "During scrimmage, I kept getting the ball stolen by bigger kids. Coach pulled me aside and said I should consider trying other sports because guys my size don't make it in basketball. He said I'd just be wasting everyone's time if I kept trying." That night, I heard him in his room taking down his NBA posters. When I checked on him before bed, his basketball was shoved in the corner, and his Michael Jordan jersey was crumpled on the floor. "Jake, what are you doing?" "Coach is right," he said matter-of-factly. "I'm too short. No point pretending anymore." The defeated tone in his voice made me want to drive to that school and have words with Coach Miller. The next morning, Jake's alarm didn't go off for his usual preschool practice. When I asked if he wanted to shoot hoops after homework, he just shrugged and said he had better things to do. That weekend, I found his abandoned basketball in the garage and spent an hour shooting alone in our driveway. Remembering all the times Jake and I had played one-on-one until sunset, I couldn't let this stand. Monday morning, I scheduled a meeting with Coach Miller. When I walked into his office, he seemed confused about why I was there. "Your son didn't make the team," he said bluntly. "That's just how it works." "I'm not here about him making the team," I replied. "I'm here about you telling an 11-year-old kid that he's too small to ever be good at basketball." Coach Miller shifted uncomfortably. I was being realistic. Better he learns now than gets his hopes up for nothing. "He's 11 years old," I said, my voice rising. "Your job is to teach kids the game and help them improve, not crush their dreams because they don't fit your prototype." I pulled out my phone and showed him a photo of Muggsy Bogues, the 5'3" NBA player. This man had a 14-year professional career. Maybe instead of discouraging short kids, you could teach them different skills and strategies. The meeting didn't change anything for Jake immediately. The damage was done. But I made sure the athletic director knew about Coach Miller's approach to youth development. At home, I started playing casual basketball with Jake again. No pressure, no talk about teams or tryouts, just father and son shooting hoops and having fun. Slowly, his love for the game started to return. He never tried out for school basketball again, but he joined a community league where the coaches focused on skill development and sportsmanship. He's 16 now, still shorter than average, but he's got wicked ball handling skills and a three-point shot that makes varsity players jealous. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if Coach Miller had encouraged Jake instead of crushing him. But watching my son's confidence rebuild taught me that not all coaches deserve the title.